Welcome to Centauri Stir Fry. How the heck are you? I hope you guys are being excellent to each other out there. Today we have another statue unboxing. This time it's the XM Studios Storm from the X-Men. The 90s costume, kind of designed by Jim Lane. Storm, first appearance. Giant size X-Men, #1, along with Colossus, Thunderbird, poor guy, and Nightcrawler. Speaking of Nightcrawler, bam! This is quarter scale, like I said, original costume from the 90s cartoon, and when the team split, so you had a blue team and a gold team, she led the gold team. But the really cool character that really developed over the years, from goddess to thief to X-Men member to X-Men leader, to she even beat Cyclops in combat, which I'm going to call shenanigans on that, but whatever. And she's gone through a lot. I mean, even a vampire. Alright, so you got this really cool print here. I think it looks awesome. Definitely going to go up somewhere, someday. Nah, don't have a room really. They all come with these big fancy handbooks that if Marvel Comics released this today using this card stock, it would be like a $150 book. And it has directions in it. You know, if you need that, I don't. I'm a man, I just ignore it and I get lost along the way. And it usually takes me about 2 or 3 extra hours. But I go for it. So anyway, really cool character. One of my favorite female characters. One of the best looking female characters. I don't think that's creepy. I think it's totally warranted and cool. XM Studios Storm. Velcro straps. It's all classy. Makes you feel special, like a big boy. Cool. Crazy straps. Look at this. You could almost go spelunking. Whew. I love the smell of a statue after a long journey. We have this layer. What the fudge? Look at this. 145 of what? 420? They only made 420. 420? Okay, here's the XM Studios quarter scale Storm next to the Batman Blackest Night Batman Pop. I just cracked up when I pulled that freaking tornado out of the box. It just made me laugh. I just kind of felt like I had to make a move on this piece. It felt special to me. It looked special, and it was mainly the design and the concept of the tornado and the really awesome head sculpt. Plus, it has that 90s vibe, so I think she's going to fit in with a lot of really cool X-Men that are coming down the pike, like Rogue, for instance. So awesome. I live in the Midwest area, so I'm no stranger to tornadoes, and I know like the power and the destructive force that they can carry. So it's just amazing when you think about this mutant character's abilities and what she could do, like lay waste to entire cities if she wants. So I really kind of wanted that displayed and kind of showing her true power, because I don't think a lot of people really understand that. You know, lightning is no joke as well. I mean, if you've ever seen Caddyshack, you know how destructive that can be. But I mean, just the way this thing looks, I think it's awesome. I love the way it like flows up. It's not just a cone shape. It actually starts to take shape, and it starts to like swirl, and then it comes up, and it kind of digs over there and it comes up, and then it starts to take shape up here, and the lines start to get a little cleaner, which is great. I really dig it. I think it has a lot to offer, and I think it's cool. Not perfect though. My biggest complaint so far, this right here. This is a little addition. So this thing comes out, and it's just a little phallic symbol, right? Kind of dirty, kind of creepy. That looks fine by itself. I wish they just would have filled that in with a shorter piece. But no, they have this little addition with a pin. Whatever, you shove it in here, and it's just like this crazy looking gap that I hate. And here's the gap I was talking about, this little thing here. Doesn't look as bad right here. I mean, it's kind of reasonable, but from the side, it kind of looks like, you know, like poop. Anyway, the inside is actually really nice. It's not bad at all. Look at that. Just keeps on going and going and going. Pretty nice, pretty cool. Well designed, except for this. But I really dig it. I think it's very cool to look at. And I just can't imagine a better Storm. But it might be a preference on maybe the price or the costume. Pants here, or whatever, boots, these stripper boots. There's definitely like a really nice like a leather texture. It's not too severe. Like, it's really subtle. Did this like leather texture, and it really works. They did a pretty good job of that. Right there. I mean, that's kind of why I bought the statue. Some really cool ribbing. Like, they took a little liberty, you know, to make it a little more interesting, because it's really kind of a solid white, really. But I think they did a really good job. Maybe, just maybe, they could have added some more shading. Here's a little bit of an underview and just an opportunity to, you know, observe and appreciate the art without sounding too big of a jackass or a jackwagon. What I really like about this piece, look at this, look at the capes. So you have 2 total switch outs, right? So you have different heads, different arms, different hands, and different capes. But this one allows you to see a little bit under there, and it's going straight out. I love like the flow of the cape. I think they did a really good job. I think it works. Pervert. Alright, so now we have the upper torso area. You can see a good part of the figure. The gold in the cape looks really good. Like, all the gold areas are painted great. There's some subtle shading in the whites, but I think it could have been more pronounced, in my opinion. keep saying that, but it's true. So these are, like I said, 2 sets of hands. Now there's not a whole lot of detail in these hands, but I think the pose of the hands look great. Her cape goes up to her wrist, all right? The original PF didn't do that. It was just kind of loosey-goosey. I'm not saying it wasn't good. It was great. I actually liked it a lot. Almost bought it. But, so this comes up, you got chains connected to these I think they're fiberglass capes, right? And you can kind of take this hand out, put it over there like this, and there's a magnet in there that's so strong it'll hold it there, or you can put it around the wrist. So it works pretty good. Man, it really works for me. As a comic fan first, I'm digging it. All right, so now we have the head sculpt. Man, besides the tornado base and just the idea, and I keep saying that over and over again, concept, flow, grace. The thing that really I dig about this whole thing, the thing that I love is the head sculpt. I think it's freaking awesome. I think it's beautiful. And the reason why I grabbed it is because I'm thinking this A pose, like I said, there's 2 poses for this, 2 almost entirely different statues. The reason why I like this so much is because, to me, this is Storm's face. Freaking perfect. This head sculpt for her is perfect, but I gotta tell a little story. Okay, so my wife comes in as soon as I unbox it, and by the way, I've had to do this video like 50 times over because I just suck at it so bad that it took me forever, you know. But I'm just doing it. All right, so my wife comes in, she looks at it, she's like, I like it, it's cool. And she's looking at it, I was like, oh, here's a flaw, here's a flaw, here's a flaw. And the thing she points out immediately was this earring. There's a paint smudge in the white part. I was like, son of a bastard. You're out of here. You're banned. You're banned for the collection room. I kicked her out. For pointing out all the flaws, dishing on my XM piece, you know, I had to ban her from the room. Of course, I immediately apologized, but she's right. Okay, so we talk about the head sculpt. I think it's great. The lipstick is awesome. The eyes, the ferocity, like the shape of a face. I dig it. I almost think the skin tone is a little bit lighter than it should be. You know, I'm thinking of like an African goddess, you know, just like somebody who's just like a little bit darker than this. This is like kind of like a Beyonce. I mean, that's kind of a generic term now. Beyonce is like, it's not like Beyonce. I'm just saying she's like, or okay, Cardi B, whatever. How about Cardi B? Anyway, still hot though. Storm and She-Hulk for some reason. I don't know why. I think they're like the hottest chicks in comics. Is chicks offensive now? I don't care. The hair looks awesome. The way that it fits in between this cape is freaking cool. So you have these 2 capes. They fit in her back by pins. And there's 2 locks of hairs that go right in between this freaking cape. Mathematics. We're talking hardcore math. Because she's about to zap the heck out of you with a hardcore lightning bolt. You think lightning's a joke? Please. You don't get struck twice. Unless you're like Bill Murray or Dan Aykroyd or something. I'm not sure. I forgot the Caddyshack story. You come around here, some very nice gold paint on the edges, and just a really nice flow on the cape. It really looks like the wind is carrying her, and I think it's nice. And you can kind of see some more of that math. It's really nice. You can see the small of her back. Come around here to the energetic, like the energized hair. The cape design is awesome. It flows, it billows, it's very cool. The hand sculpts are actually nice. Not a whole bunch of detail, but you know, you don't want to have man hands on a Storm, right? You don't want to have like man hands wiping your chin. Okay, here's the B pose for Storm. So this is like something that I really had no interest in at first, but I actually like it a lot after seeing it in person. I think it's actually pretty cool. And I'm just amazed that they were able to get 2 completely different poses with one single figure. You know, you're using switch outs for the arms and the hands and the capes and the different head. And it really just changes things up. It's pretty cool. I mean, you can look at it like it's like an enraged pose or whatever, like she's just like using all her power and she's like screaming to the heavens. Or you could look at it like, you know, she just got back from a hot date with Forge, you know, maybe from the Waterburger or something like that. She's really got to blow off some steam because no one likes it when their girlfriend farts in front of them, so that's probably what's going on here. Maybe spare Forge a little bit the embarrassment of seeing, you know, such a beautiful character, you know, toot. Overall, I think it's pretty nice. I think it's kind of cool. Surprisingly good. All right, from above, kind of hard to film, but is it rage or is it just joy, you know? I mean, she's just having a good time, expressing herself, you know? Just letting loose. I think that's what it is. She's just like letting loose. And there's been several pages, like in, you know, the classic Claremont run with Byrne and stuff, where she just kind of had to get out and just jump to the sky and just kind of let loose. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on here. But I like getting like 2 totally different poses out of one statue, and it's kind of cool. For poops and giggles, we have a little size comparison with the XM Studio Storm next to the Sideshow Collectibles Magneto Maquette. Kind of a similar style going on here. We have like a play on the original design suit, just kind of modernizing it and giving it like little touches here and there. And I think they work great together. So if you're interested in either one of them, I think it's awesome, man. It looks great. Both have flaws, but I'm going to overlook it. I don't care. I'm just excited to have a growing X-Men collection. You know, as a kid, I was all about Batman and the X-Men and Spider-Man, but I can't go down that road, man. So there's so many good things about Spider-Man that I can't. So I'm just going to stick with those 2 things. So Batman, X-Men, I'm good. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember, spay neuter your pets, and Magneto was right. We'll see you next time.